Yo, 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 what's good, Karma Nation? It's your boy Tristan, aka Sriracha DFS, back once again with DFS Karma. Welcome to another episode of NBA DFS DraftKings Picks on Wednesday, November 24th, 2021, powered by DraftKings and DFS Karma. The point of this video is to give you guys a breakdown of the games as well as the top plays from each team on the slate. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you do not miss out on any of our free media content or our live streams. Also, comment down below if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, positive or negative. We try to incorporate that into our next shows. So we do take the feedback that you guys give seriously, even if it's a bad one, or even if it's constructive criticism, or if it's a compliment. So we also try to get back to you guys if you have any questions. But with that being said, we have a 13-game slate. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, of course, and 13 games. So we're gonna try to get through this pretty quickly, but not too quick, so everyone can follow along. But I mean, we got to get through this, you know. So first game on the slate, Phoenix at Cleveland. On the Phoenix side, we have Abdel Nader questionable, Dario Saric out, and Frank Kaminsky out. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I'm probably not gonna touch anyone here. I mean, I like Chris Paul's price, 8K. If this game stays close, we just need Darius Garland news on the other side. Because if he's in, I do think this game stays closer than it should. And I like Chris Paul's price. He's 8K, and Darius Garland's not the best defender. So there's him, and then JaVale McGee has been playing very well and could be a definite value play at 4K. So on the Cleveland side, we got Cedi Osman probable, Darius Garland questionable, Lamar Stevens out, Evan Mobley out, Colin Sexton out. So we do need Darius Garland news here, like I said. If he's out, then a ton of usage probably opens up. But the thing is, this is going to be a tough matchup, and I'm not too sure if I trust anyone besides Ricky Rubio on this team if Darius Garland is out. I just feel like there's better games on the slate to target, but definitely if Darius Garland is out, there's going to be a bunch of usage that opens up. So next game, Lakers at Indiana. On the Lakers side, AD is going to be questionable, I assume, because he was questionable and a game time decision going into today's game, because he had the flu and stuff, and then he kind of didn't play too well. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But LeBron's coming back from a suspension. Kendrick Nunn's out. Austin Reeves likely to be out, and then Trevor Ariza is still out. You guys know me, Laker fan, but we're ass. So I'm probably not going to touch anyone here. Everyone's pretty pricey, and we are ass. So moving on to the Indiana side, and I like this side because the Lakers are really bad in defense, and I think we're top 5 in pace. So usually a bunch of dudes go off against us. Like yesterday, you saw Fournier go off against us. You saw quickly hit value. Noel do really well. Julius Randle did really well. So those are just examples, and because of that, I'm targeting people like Brogdon on this team, maybe one of Sabonis or Miles Turner. But if Karis LeVert, who's questionable, if he sits, then Brogdon I love. Sabonis gets a definitely bump up as well, and then Miles Turner I like as well. And then we're going to have to see who starts. Is it Chris Duarte that starts or TJ McConnell? Because Chris Duarte did start for Karis LeVert while he was out. So I do like Chris Duarte here if LeVert were to be out. I think he's going to start 4.1K against the struggling Lakers team that can't play defense. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. Next game, Charlotte at Orlando. On the Charlotte side, PJ Washington's doubtful. Nothing much changes here. It's been pretty much the same rotation as the time goes on. Orlando's side they're not great on defense, but they're not that fast-paced as a team. So Charlotte does get a bump down here in the pace. And everyone's pretty pricey, I'm not going to lie. I'm not looking at too much here besides maybe Kelly Oubre Jr., who's 4.3K, can sometimes get you 30 minutes, 25 to 30 fantasy points in that time frame. So he's a worth a look in GPPs. Besides that, I don't think I'll go anywhere else here, to be honest. But on this side, the Orlando side, this side is the side that intrigues me the most on this slate. just because everyone's price went down so much. I think Mo Bamba was like 7.1 to 7.3. Wendell was like 5.9 to 6K something. Jalen Suggs rose to 5K, I think, and now he's back down a little bit. And RJ Hampton, he's been playing really well without Cole Anthony, who's out. Gary Harris is questionable, so if he's out as well, then that's even more minutes for RJ Hampton, even though Michael Mulder did start last time. And then the rest you don't really have to worry about. Michael Carter-Williams out, Etuan Moore out, and then Jonathan Isaac has been out. So, and Franz Wagner, love this guy tomorrow, 3.9K. You can't deny his production besides these two Milwaukee matchups. I mean, this dude's production has been wild through the roof. I'm probably going to lock him tomorrow. Franz Wagner, yeah, he's definitely better than his brother Moritz. So I like him tomorrow, 3.9K. There's a lot of or there's a low opportunity cost there, so you're not giving up too much even if he busts. It's a 3.9K guy, you know. Next game, Brooklyn at Boston. We got Joe Harris out, Bruce Brown out, Nick Claxton out, and Kyrie Irving still out. I'm not liking the studs here too much because they are priced up, but who I am liking, LaMarcus Aldridge at 5.3K. Going to need a big against this Boston team that runs two bigs at times. And then James Johnson, he's been playing a lot more lately, above the 25-plus range for minutes. And he's a producer. We know him to be a producer his entire career when he gets the minutes. So, like him there. On the Boston side, we got Jaylen Brown questionable and Josh Richardson questionable. We're going to need news on Jaylen Brown just because he's a big part of that Boston team. Handles the second most usage, scores the second most points on the team. If he's out, then Jason Tatum's really nice in this spot against Brooklyn. But of course, he's bound to have a bad game soon. I just don't think it'll be this one, or it could be this one actually, if Jaylen Brown's out. Brooklyn was top 5 in defense not too long ago. They're now, I think, like 6th, 7th, or 8th. But they were pretty good at defense as of late. But these past couple games hasn't been too kind to them. But I do believe they can get back to it. I mean, I don't know. I do like this Boston side, though, if Jaylen Brown's out. Marcus Smart, also an option, 5.4K. Without Jaylen Brown, that would be nice. And then Dennis Schroeder's also someone that you got to look at without Jaylen Brown because he's the one who's going to start for him. Chicago at Houston, next game on the slate. Javonte Green, probable. Alex Caruso, questionable. And Nikola Vucevic, questionable. The situation here is just you have to watch for Vuce news. If he's in, and then I don't really want too many people here just because of their price. They are definitely priced up. DeRozan 9.2, Zach LaVine 9K. They would need to hit 50 for you to want to play these guys. And this matchup is nice because Houston sucks, fastest pacing team in the game, but they're also ass. So blowout potential is limitless, or not limitless, but the blowout potential is definitely higher here. And yeah, so, but on the Houston side, if you do think this game is close, you're going to want Kevin Porter Jr., I believe. He's coming back from injury, and Christian Wood, if no Vooch, of course, just because Christian Wood should have the size down low against Tony Bradley and the skill. But I honestly don't think that this game stays close at all. But either way, I'm not going to target too many people on that team. Next game, Toronto at Memphis. On the Toronto side, Yuta Watanabe, questionable. Scotty Barnes is questionable. Oh, not Scotty Barnes, sorry. OG Anunoby is questionable, and Precious Achiuwa was questionable as well. So I do like this spot here for Toronto. Memphis is dead last in defense this year, or in defensive rating as of right now. And if OG's out, it's better for him, of course, because you got Scotty Barnes, 6.6K, who handles the ball a ton more. Gary Trent Jr., 6.1K, gets a ton of more shots. And then, of course, Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet. But I'm really liking Scotty Barnes and Gary Trent if OG were to be out tomorrow. I think they're good mid-tier priced options. And they have ceilings up to 40-45. So those two guys I'm liking. And, of course, Memphis plays fast. On the Memphis side, Dillon Brooks is questionable. DeAnthony Melton's out and Sam Merrill's out as well. So if Dillon Brooks is still out, I'm going to be looking at Kyle Anderson again. Played him last slate, played him the slate before. Dudded the first time, did well the second time, and that's because Utah just got blown out or Memphis got blown out by Utah that first game. But this past game, Kyle Anderson did well for his price, and I'm going to be looking at him again for value. Desmond Bane had a career high, but his price is like up there now, so I'm probably going to avoid him. Jaren Jackson Jr. is 6.3K. I like that price. Toronto doesn't really have too many bigs. They're not really a force inside. So I think Jaren Jackson Jr. works in that sense, and he's going to be matching up with Siakam, who they do run at center sometimes. But the only thing is you got to watch out for foul trouble because Siakam is an aggressive player. So just be wary of that. And I do like Ja Morant, of course. Ja, in every close game, Ja usually goes off for 45 to 50 for a floor. And he hits upwards of like 55 to 60 in his ceiling games. So I do like him tonight a ton for a low-owned payout. Moving on, Detroit at Milwaukee. Last time they played, this game blew out super fat without Drew Holiday or Middleton. And now Milwaukee has back Drew Holiday and Middleton. So do what you want with that. Milwaukee has been too great defensively this year, and they do play at a really fast pace, but Detroit's missing a few bodies, and they are on a back-to-back. So that's just something to note. I'm not going to go over this too deep just because of how I feel about it, but I am liking Hamidou Diallo on the Detroit side because Killian Hayes is out. If this blows out, he should be getting the run as well. So, this pace fits his game style. He likes to run fast. He likes to play super fast. He runs up and down the floor a lot. He's a high flyer, an athletic guard, and he's cheap. So, I'm also looking at some of the punts here, like Trey Lyles, Luke Garza, and maybe Frank Jackson. I'm actually expecting this to blow up. So, and on the Milwaukee side, I'm basically going to fade everyone here, just because we saw what happened in a blowout against Orlando, and that's my take for this game. So, Miami at Minnesota. On the Miami side, I would watch for rest spots or injuries that appear tomorrow, just because they've had a few players coming into today being questionable in game time decisions. We have Victor Oladipo out, Markieff Morris still out. So here I would just watch for news. But if everyone plays, I like Bam Adebayo at 8.4K against Minnesota, and then Jimmy Butler 10K. Sort of a revenge game. I think he's over it by now, but Minnesota doesn't really have anyone to guard him at the moment. So that's who I'm looking at. On the Minnesota side, we got Josh Okogie questionable. Miami's top 5 in defense. I'm not too sure who I like here as of right now. If Josh Okogie if Josh Okogie does come back, then Jared Vanderbilt should lose a little bit of his minutes. But honestly, it's tough to see who I really like here because not a lot of players go off against Miami. Jeremy Grant just did well yesterday, but he's a power forward, and I'm not playing Jared Vanderbilt if Josh Okogie comes back, and of course Jeremy and Vanderbilt are two different players. So maybe Anthony Edwards, but he's going to be going against Jimmy Butler, so that's tough too. I'm probably going to avoid this on the Minnesota side for now. Utah at OKC. This game is actually hard to read for me too, just because if it blows out, I don't want any part in it. OKC played a close game against Atlanta last game, but compared to Atlanta, Atlanta's 27th in defense. Utah is 11th, so there's a big difference there. And Utah plays at a slower pace, and Utah's a better team just because they're 11-6, and Atlanta's I think 9-9. So it's going to be tough for OKC to stay competitive in this game without Shea, because Shea is out. There's no injuries on the Utah side, nothing to worry about. But on the OKC side, like I said, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander will be out. Josh Giddey did well last time without Shea. They did, like I said, they did play Atlanta 27th in defense, and this is definitely gonna be a tougher matchup. So it's a hard read for me today on this game. So I'm gonna stay away for now unless I get more confidence, I guess, in either side. But as of now, I'm gonna stay away. So next game, Washington at the Pelicans. Washington side, we got Thomas Bryant out. Not liking too much here just because everyone does seem priced up to the point where they're supposed to be. Besides Bradley Beal, he might be a low-owned pay-up spot that can put up 50 in this matchup because Pelicans are not that great. They are actually pretty trash this year. So Bradley Beal liking that as a low-owned pay-up. Also, Daniel Gafford I think will be needed today just because of Jonas Valanciunas. But will he get into foul trouble? We've seen it before. Wouldn't be surprised here. So that's just a note if you are looking at him for tonight. On the Pelicans side, Devontae Graham questionable, Zion Williamson out, Dalton Holmes out, and Didi Louzada out. This team is low-key ass. I mean, they're against the top 5 defense right now. Washington's really good at defense. I'm not too sure if I'd go to anyone here, especially with their prices up. Jonas 8.9, Brandon Ingram 7.7. Maybe Ingram. I actually do think maybe BI has a bounce back game here, but they need to stay competitive, and to do that they need Devontae Graham back in the lineup. I mean, it seems weird, but Devontae Graham gives them just a threat at the point guard position for someone who can shoot threes. Because at the moment, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's ass. Tomas Satoransky, he can't shoot threes like that. Like, he's not that guy. Garrett Temple, who started again, like they're not good replacements for the people who can be threats on this team. So, I mean, you're gonna need them back for this game to be competitive. But I mean, they just got blown out twice by a ton, and I was a victim of those 2 blowouts. And I'm gonna be off them today and watch them make it competitive. Just watch. Next game, Atlanta at San Antonio. On the Atlanta side, DeAndre Hunter out, Onyeka Okongwu out. I'm not liking a ton here just because of the matchup, but I am liking Kevin Huerter and Danilo Gallinari as value plays. They're pretty cheap, 4.6, 4.4. They produced the last 2 games each. Yeah, not much else to say there just because DeAndre Hunter's out. They've been getting more minutes. And yeah, on the San Antonio side, Doug McDermott is questionable. Zach Collins out. I want to point out DeJounte's crazy season he's having. He's literally going off every other game or some sort, and they're like high DK point numbers, like 60s. I'm liking Jacob Poeltl here. It's 5.7K. At one point he was like 7K I think this year. He's recovering from what I want to believe COVID, and this is a good matchup against Atlanta. They're gonna need him. Clint Capella isn't a guy who draws fouls a ton, so I don't think Poeltl will get in foul trouble. But if he does, rip. If he doesn't, I think his upside here is enormous. And then I gotta mention Derek White, who finally went off after I stopped playing him. After I stopped betting his props, he went off. He did it. He did it to me. So Atlanta's not too good at guarding guards. Derek White is in a good spot, 5.3K. Do what you want with that info, but he's burned me so many times. But he's in a good spot, so word to Bills. Philly at Golden State, second to last game. Danny Green questionable, Tobias Harris questionable, Seth Curry questionable, Joel Embiid out, Ben Simmons out. So we're gonna need news here, and it is the last game or the second to last game on the slate, but one of the last games. So we won't get this news till late. I'm not going to take a shot here at this game unless I have like total conviction that Tobias is not going to play or Danny Green's not going to play. But I mean, you don't have too many options here once this news doesn't go your way. So I'm probably going to avoid this game, or at least on the Philly side at least. But on the Golden State side, we got Klay Thompson out, James Wiseman, Andre Iguodala all out. And here, we got a ton of people priced up. Jordan Poole priced up. Andrew Wiggins priced up. Steph Curry priced up. And from what we see is it's either Steph Curry going off or the team going off. So you got to pick one here if you do believe this stays close enough and competitive enough. But again, it's tough to say because we need Philly news to know. Unless we don't, and you just take a shot in the dark, and all of a sudden the Golden State Warriors are playing the second tier, third tier Philly team, and they blow them out, and then you're stuck. But I mean, it's up to you. It's a GPP move. It's a good strategy, but it also can backfire super fast. So that's just something to note. I got Draymond Green tonight as a great play, 6.7K. No Embiid. He's going to be facing Andre Drummond, and Drummond has been getting eaten by centers as of late. And yeah, I do like Draymond here tonight. And the last game on slate, Portland at Sacramento. Portland's on a back-to-back. They have no injuries as of now. Who I'm liking, Yusuf Nurkic, 6.2K. I think he has great upside. He just needs the minutes. Even so, he still has like 40 DK point upside in limited minutes. So one day when he gets 30 plus minutes, he'll pop a 50 bomb, and I'll miss it because that's how it always is. But I do like him there. And then, of course, you got to look at Larry Nance as a value play. But you would only play either Nurkic or Larry Nance here. You wouldn't play both. They do not correlate with each other. So that's just something to note. On the Sacramento side, it's tough to say here just because of Alvin Gentry being coach. And I'll leave you guys with this. His post presser, he mentioned that players that aren't going to play hard, play defense, play to win, and make shots are not going to get time. And it's weird because I was looking. Harrison Barnes got 36 minutes. He didn't shoot too great, but I think he was playing hard. Richaun Holmes, 8 of 10, made his shots. I'm not too sure if he was playing so hard, but he got minutes, 8 of 10. Buddy Hield, 7 for 15 from the field, 31 minutes. He shot really well. Is he going to get minutes? I hope so. Tyrese Halliburton, 0 for 5. Played like 30-some minutes either way. 10 assists. Is he going to get minutes? I hope so. It's going to be almost the same exact rotation. Like, I don't understand how he can change the starting unit in whatsoever manner. Like, I saw he benched Metu, brought back Harkless. Maybe we'll see Harkless benched. But he can't bench the main dudes in Fox, Barnes, Holmes, Halliburton, Hield. I just don't see it. They're too good and too big of a part in this team. So, with that being said, on Portland being on a back-to-back, Sacramento has a chance to, prove that they're not a shit team. So, I'm liking Buddy Hield, who shot the ball really well, and he has high volume. Harrison Barnes needs a bounce-back game soon. I'm probably not going to touch him. He's burned me too many times. But De'Aaron Fox looks good. Even Richaun Holmes looks good. So, GPP only. Like I said, it's a tough call here just because of all the drama going around with them. But I mean, they are still a fast-playing team. They are still professional basketball players. I mean, like, that can shoot the ball really well. So, and in the beginning of the year, they were doing really well. Harrison Barnes was putting up like 40 to 50 burgers, and even though Fox wasn't reaching his full ceiling yet, he was still putting stuff up too. So, with that being said, that wraps up this NBA DFS DraftKings Picks video for Wednesday, November 24th. Again, if you liked the video, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the DFS Karma YouTube channel for more daily media content and our live streams. It's a huge ass slate tomorrow, 13 games. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all for watching. As always, it's been your boy Tristan, aka Sriracha DFS. Good luck in your contest tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Enjoy the rest of Thanksgiving and the weekend with your family. And have yourselves a good one. I'm out. Peace.